Hello and welcome to Flex and Chill with me, Luke, and
Shane,
that's right. And yet again, we're here, we're back, and this is our show where we will rant or rave about anything we want. Then we share one pop culture news, and we go to our big topic, which today, Shane, what is our big topic for today?
we are going to be giving five of our favorite songs from movies that are so basically what are our favorite songs performed in a musical in a movie. So they could be songs that were originated not in a movie, but you
Mhm.
just really love the version in a particular film, or it could be an original song from a movie. So
But
we do, but
the musicals, right? Like not like,
correct.
yeah, like it's not like, oh yeah, this non-musical movie has one excellent song in it, like Train Dreams.
Yeah.
But no, it's not
Yes.
performed. Train
So
Dreams is not a
these are
musical.
musical songs
Yes,
from
yes,
musicals.
yes,
So
yes,
specifically, they are performed in the movie,
yes. But
not
any,
Nick Cave
yeah,
singing over the credits of a movie.
correct. But anything goes. So we also decided to include, we're not going to be snobby about this. We decided to include so-called jukebox musicals, like so
Yes.
anything from like Greatest Showman from Moulin Rouge. The songs don't have to specifically be written for a musical to apply. We are not looking for the best original, just the best, film, performed. For me, like how it was meshed on the actual screen, not just the music, but how it was
Mhm.
actually meshed, how it was edited, how it fit in a story, like in a, everything for me. So, yeah. And then we will end on a quick recommend from each of us. But Shane, what do you want to rant or rave about today?
It's like it might seem like an odd rave, but
Hmm.
I've only very recently been utilizing LinkedIn
Hmm.
like in a meaningful way.
I wonder why.
Because well, like I started posting some awards that I won at
Hmm.
work. And I've been getting so many notifications about it, which is very much appreciated. I got like 4,500 impressions
Wow.
on one of those posts. And I have been perusing the app more, looking at things that people post.
Hmm.
Basically the only things I really looked at was my friend Laura Glossmuck, who's been on my interview show. Post like funny things every Friday that have you thinking about business. And I've been just looking at stuff and actually getting some really interesting ideas of things to incorporate into my work and working with students. And I'm like, oh, so this could be like an cool, useful social media platform instead of just like a time sink. So I just wanted to, shout out that like, yes, if you use LinkedIn professionally, like there's some things that you could leverage. And depending on the industry you follow, there like Letterboxd has a LinkedIn
Hmm.
and they still post fun, interesting things on there, movie related. Mike has been starting to leverage
Yeah.
posting all of our stuff on LinkedIn. So, which to be perfectly honest, I have a bigger following on LinkedIn than I do on any other social media platform. Because I know a lot of students, and if you're a writer student, I connect with you on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So it's been a very interesting way of leveraging, making connections and stuff like that. So like, see, social media can be helpful and not just a hindrance and a
Hmm.
suck on your time or something that causes distress in your mental health.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
there you go. LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, sponsor us, please. We will take your money.
Gladly.
No, I am on LinkedIn. But I'm one of those like I spend there like 1 minute a month maybe, and it's usually just oh, this person from work wants to connect with me. Okay, I'll accept. Oh, this another
Yeah.
person from I'd never connect with anybody. I'm just there like not even lurking. I'm just there like dormant. And so every once in a while, when somebody finds me from my current work, I'm like, oh yeah, I vaguely know you. Okay, connect. If I don't actually know you, I'm like I do this on Facebook or I only have Instagram because of my now wife, because she sends me a bunch of memes from the Instagram, and they've changed, of course, they did. They changed the rules about a year and a half ago now. Basically, it used to be, oh yeah, you can view like an image or a video or funny haha meme even without an account. But now, Meta wants all the fucking data. So,
Yeah.
no, now you cannot longer view even like a meme or like a funny video, not even like a personal photo, like fine, but look, yeah, like actual me, no. you need to have an account. So I only have Instagram because of my wife. And of course, it's linked to my Facebook. So few people have already like, oh, hey, he's on Instagram. Let me follow him. And if I know you, I'll accept. Fine. There's some people I'm like, I never heard of you. Decline. And I'm the same on Facebook. I'm like, I don't know, or even if I vaguely know you, but I don't want to see you. Decline. Like I'm that cunt. I'm just, you know what? No, 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 no.
I only accept people that I know on
Yeah.
Facebook. Um, Obviously on Instagram, I leverage that for all the stuff that I do.
Hmm.
But F Meta and F Mark Zuckerberg, because something's drastically changed in the past month or two, with both my Facebook and my Instagram, and my stuff's just not getting out there anymore. And I think it's really like you're gonna have to start paying to get any
And
kind of
hmm yeah, and they would also, this is not what's changed, but Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, have removed encrypted messages, meaning, any normal platform, still like WhatsApp, Telegram, all this stuff, they have, end-to-end encryption, meaning even the platform itself shouldn't be able to see your messages. But Instagram quietly removed it. I know, they want more data. They want to read your messages. So fun. That's why I don't message anybody. Fuck that. No.
yeah. Well, I'm getting like some days single digit
Hmm.
views on my stories now. I used to get like 30, 40 views on my story on a day-to-day basis, and it just like evaporated.
Because the way they
And
changed the algorithm, so they trying to push like when you go to your Facebook, Shane, how much scrolling do you need to do for you to actually see a post from your friend?
I don't look at my feed.
No,
I don't look at my Facebook feed, so that I don't know.
yep,
But no, it's
yep.
the algorithm has certainly changed on Instagram because yeah, it
Mhm.
takes like I get a lot more things that I don't actually follow.
Yes, but you might have clicked on once, and so the algorithm like, oh, he might like cats, he might like Instagram baddies, he might like recipes, he might like this. So they'll try to feed you and see, oh, if he
Or
engages with this.
or things that we would only talk about on Wasteland After Dark. And then it's just like, well, this man's a man. We're just gonna
Yes,
send borderline pornography to him
yes,
nonstop
yes,
on Instagram. And
yes,
I'm like, you looked at one post.
we will serve you all of
No,
it now. Yeah,
it seriously is that way. It's
yeah,
wild. And
yeah.
I'm just like,
Hmm.
all so this will lead into my topic about pop culture news, but I'm feeling some ways about
Hmm.
present being a film critic and what that's like today. But
Oh, okay.
Luke,
Hmm.
what is your rant or rave?
So I'm gonna again will join my rant with the pop culture news because the boys finale, as we are recording, just dropped last this Wednesday. When the
Yeah,
time by the time this episode comes out, it's gonna be a month, right? So I hope you're all caught up because I would like to talk about.
I am.
See, so that's good. I will spoil parts of the boys finale because it's like, so my rant is people's media literacy is going very much downhill because of one aspect they seem to be criticizing about his finale. But also, the main point is, guys, not everything you don't like it needs to be the worst ever. Like people, many have
Hey, this
said,
relates to my thing that I wanted to
see,
talk about,
see,
but a different fandom.
yep,
So
yep.
continue.
So there's 2 points to this. So first of all, the
Yep.
worst ever. Oh, worst finale since the Game of Thrones, or since this show, or since this show, or since Stranger
Stranger Things.
Things. Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like, look, was it to me? It was fine. Like I would rate it like pretty. Like I actually liked it, but I still had my issues with it. I'm not saying it's a perfect finale. I would rate it like the finale itself about 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 out of 10. But I'm still more on the positive side, right? I don't know how you feel about that, about a finale.
It was a very satisfying finale, and it did exactly what it needed to.
Yeah.
Like, it could have
However,
been more exciting, but
however, the comics Shane, the comics have a scorched earth. Which apparently it's a thing I've learned only after the finale. So I was like, what is this fucking thing? So apparently,
I never read the
me
boys'
neither.
graphic novels,
So
so
apparently, and this might be spoiler for people who want to read comics, I guess. So obviously skip forward for a bit. So Homelander in the comics, from what I understand, goes berserk when he becomes God, and like he starts to scorching Earth, right? That didn't happen. So many people were disappointed because of that. And many people are like, well, this was like a normal boys episode, except it was a finale. And I'm like, okay, I get, like, yes, was I kind of expecting just on a vibes only that, he might snap? Yes. Did it happen? No. Did it bother me? Not really, because that's not what they were trying to do. So I was like, okay, and it was fine. Like, it wasn't bad. Especially, it was definitely nowhere near Game of Thrones bad. Like, that finale was
I would
underwhelming.
I would like to say
Mhm.
I want to vomit at anybody who's posting memes that Homelander is part of this new horde of worthless villains like the Night King and Vecna.
That
And I'm like,
is my second point about the media
it's like
literacy funk. Yes. That is my
it's like
second point. Yes.
Homelander has been carrying this show for 5 seasons. What the hell are you talking about? And here's the thing, he didn't get to do Scorch Earth because they stopped him before he did.
Hmm.
It wasn't like Homelander just decided, well, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
No, like they just chose to have the boys stop him before he could destroy everything. And I'm like, like, was it? I think a lot of people were expecting a massive scale
Yes. Yes.
finale,
Hmm.
but has this show ever been that?
Well, many people point at like a season three finale that like with Soldier Boy and all that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I give you that. Like that was pretty cool, but at the same time, the show moved past it. Like we've all moved past it. Some people did not. And look, you like what you like. I like what I like. It's all good. Like if you didn't resonate with it,
Yeah.
cool. If you didn't like it, cool, fine. But like that just because you didn't enjoy it, it doesn't make it like again. It's definitely not nowhere near the level of Game of Thrones. Genuinely, like, and I'm still also more positive about that. But even though like it was very underwhelming.
Last time I checked, they didn't try to squeeze 3 seasons worth of television into
Yes,
one final season
yes, yeah, that's exactly. But
like
my
Game of
second,
Thrones.
correct.
So,
But my second point to get to, but I think I'm approaching it from a different angle. The Homelander thing specific. So spoilers. So if you haven't caught up, spoilers. So Homelander dies, and he is rid of all the powers, which is shocker, right? Because that's literally the only way how can he die. And the amount of takes I have seen from certain people, wink wink, how he lost his aura and they fucked up that character. Because he's got the lines like, "Oh, suck your dick. Do you want me to suck your dick? Don't kill me." And because of that, he lost the aura, right? And it was a bad screenwriting. And I'm like, no, this was literally his character from the season one, episode one. He is a giant fucking baby that only was not behaving like giant fucking baby with daddy issues and mommy issues and all kind of issues because he was all powerful, super powerful being that couldn't be hurt and the last two episodes couldn't be killed. Like, this was him all the time, except he knew nobody can get to him. So the first time ever he was vulnerable, the first time ever he actually was like, fuck, I am mortal now. I cannot fly. I cannot, use my laser eyes. I want to live because he is a coward. Like, before he killed A-Train, the A-Train told him, without your superpowers, you're nothing, you're whining. Yeah, A-Train was right. Like,
yep.
they didn't. First of all, he's a villain. He doesn't have any fucking aura. The aura is like power. Cool. If that's your definition of aura, we have different definitions. Fine. But the second thing, if you genuinely believe because of that few lines that he's trying to survive and being a whiny bitch about it, that somehow they didn't the writers did not understand his character. No, you don't understand his
Don't
character from
understand.
the first season. Literally the first season you see him being whiny bitch about every single thing, and he just is always controlling himself because he knows if I don't like you, I will just crush you or I'll just laser you out of existence. That's it. So literacy is like seems to be on a steam up downhill because it's just
So
yeah.
Homelander has always been an insecure
Hmm.
infant who has way too much power
Yep.
and has been able to act like just yelly, whiny, screaming little bitch because he had power, and then when he took the power away, then he groveled like a little bitch.
Yep. Yep.
And that was one of the most satisfying things about the finale
Hmm.
because we finally got to see him show his true colors because he couldn't hide behind his power.
Hmm.
And you know, that sounds a lot like somebody who's in power who acts like a little bitch and screams like an infant child because they are a giant man baby and just have way too much power to hide behind.
Hmm.
So, no. And if people are upset that they ruined Homelander, you shouldn't be liking Homelander, and that's a you problem.
Pretty much.
So, that's the thing because I think this show has been putting a mirror up to some people and making them realize that they've been loving the wrong show. Because spoiler alert, Homelander, shitty human being. Butcher, shitty human being.
Hmm.
Like the actual hero of the story is Huey, who's actually a genuine human being who actually wanted the world to be a better place the whole entire time. And so, yeah,
And that's
and guess
what the
what?
boys
The
was about.
finale reinforced that
Yes.
perfectly. So
Yes.
I don't know. There's some fun stuff in that final episode though that I got a lot of
Like
satisfaction out of.
exactly. Like I'm not gonna defend my last point about it. I'm not gonna defend the entire fifth season. I would say probably it is the weakest season. Sure. Was it the most satisfying finale? Also no. But again, it's definitely not the worst since Game of Thrones. I would say it's on par with Stranger Things because again, I'm higher on the Stranger Things finale than many others because I was not linked to the TikTok brain where the people were looking for secret episodes based on like these fucking hints that went nowhere. That again, I only learned. See, bring back enjoying shows without the internet. Like, hey, sometimes it's good not to be part of a fandom that just like, hypes itself up for this fucking show, and then on the hype cannot be equal to by any single thing, and it immediately will be let down because no matter what you've planned or what this fandom picked up on was wrong because they didn't write the show. Like I've enjoyed and good well enough both finales of Stranger Things and The Boys. Why? Because mostly I stayed off the fucking internet. I didn't have any hopes. I was like, okay, the last episode will deal with this and this and this. And they did. It went pretty much like it did exactly what I kind of expected. There's like some major like, twists and turns. Cool. Was I hyped? No. There are definitely much better finales, but was I let down and be like, this is the worst show ever? No, like touch
That's the thing.
grass.
If people don't like something, it's the worst thing ever created.
Hmm.
And it's like you need to watch more television or watch more movies
Yep,
and really watch bad stuff to really realize what's actually bad stuff.
yep,
Because I think it's part of a bigger context of like people only try to watch it like, well, I'm only gonna watch this because people say it's great.
yes.
If you watch like everything that's great and it's all on that scale,
Hmm.
then even something that has some disappointing elements is gonna look like shit.
And this is why my movie watching looks the way I do. If you go through my letterbox, I'll see, you will see me rating this pristine movie, and then this movie from 1972 that's like the most B horror movie you will ever heard of, or maybe you never heard of. But I'm like, hey, this looks like fun. Let me put it on. And sometimes it's a blast. Sometimes it's an absolute waste of my hour and a half. But hey, I've learned something. So like I try to pick everything. Yeah.
Well, and I watch like
I mean,
and especially in the context of new releases, I watch anything and everything.
yeah.
So I do get to really appreciate things that are great
Hmm.
because I've also seen things that are absolutely terrible.
Yep.
And I finished them. I watched the whole thing
Yes.
because you shouldn't be judging things if you haven't watched the whole thing.
Correct. Correct.
Also, it's just there's so much wrong with discourse around anything nowadays, and it makes me not even want to be on any type of social
Hmm.
media
Hmm.
And honestly, lately it's been questioning me wanting even to put my opinion out there
Yeah. Yeah, we did
because,
talk about it, yeah. On a previous episode, yes.
well, I if we're ready, then I'm going to talk
Of
about
course.
my
Of course.
pop culture news, which is I'm going to talk about the discourse around Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu.
I haven't actually heard any. So this is gonna be news to me. Let's go.
If I have to hear another person say this was completely pointless or this did nothing to further the story, nobody asked for this. You don't get what like this is not how you and these are actual film critics or film reviewers, people who get paid to put their opinions out there.
Hmm.
Guess what? The Mandalorian and Grogu has a contained story that has a full story, start to finish.
Hmm.
That's what a film is.
Hmm.
Like, just be, and here's the funniest thing, because if it did connect to the first three seasons of The Mandalorian Grogu and go into it connect to the three seasons of The Mandalorian and connected to the upcoming Ahsoka season two, people would be bitching about that too.
So if I'm understanding you, it's a self-contained one story that has a beginning, middle,
Correct.
and end, and people are mad
Correct.
that it's not connecting to anything. So this was my big hope for this movie. I'm on a record saying I really hope this is what they will do with this fucking movie. And so okay, next weekend when I'm gonna see it, because I still haven't seen it, I am really looking forward to it now because I was hoping for this. I was genuinely hoping like I don't need to be up on Ahsoka, which I am, or
No,
Mandalorian, which I am. But like the movies shouldn't be fucking linked to every fucking franchise ever existed. Like no, it can be self-contained
it
adventure.
has a cold open
Hmm.
that sets up what Din and Grogu are doing
Hmm.
presently,
Hmm.
and then it introduces a conflict and it resolves the conflict by the end of the movie.
Perfect.
And I'm like, and this is a criticism now in films, and they're like, it felt like a filler episode. I'm like,
It's a movie.
and also, this also opens up a bigger context if people don't understand what television's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Television isn't supposed to be like a movie. Television shouldn't feel like you took an 10-hour movie and chopped it into 10 pieces so that you could put it on television or streaming.
Hmm.
Television's supposed to take its time, give you time to connect with characters. And what people complain about filler episodes is television. Like the whole entire point of a series is to spend time with characters over time.
Yes.
And sometimes you're going to see them in situations that, it's meant to develop the characters more. It's the whole
Hmm.
entire point.
Hmm.
Or to the point of what Mandalorian was supposed to be in the first place is an actual like adventure Western serial that yeah, he goes to a planet, he has a little conflict, he moves on to the next one. Because that's exactly what all of the shows and stuff that influenced Star Wars in the first place was like.
Hmm.
To your point of like media literacy, people are like, I don't understand what people want out of series anymore, and I don't understand what people want out of movies anymore. It's like this didn't need to be a movie. I'm like, to be frank, the scale of the story of the Mandalorian Grogu could be on a big screen.
Hmm.
But the thing is, they've ruined that divide between television and movies by making every TV show have insane budgets that makes it like we're gonna make it like a movie. I'm like,
Yep.
that's not what television is supposed to be about. Like, I just Game of Thrones, I feel like ruined that
Hmm.
when they were like, we're going to spend $15 million an episode. And it's just like, this is not the scale of what like television generally is.
Hmm.
And now it's like people have these unreasonable expectations of things. It's just the actual film discourse from critics or so-called critics or reviewers around the Mandalorian Grogu. If you are judging a movie because it's a self-contained story and does not further the plot of a TV show
Hmm.
that it's connected to. You are not judging a movie on its merits. You're judging it based off of what you wanted it to be and building off of something that it's not.
Hmm.
And you shouldn't be like, here's the thing. People are like, well, they don't have to read my reviews. if you are getting paid to put your thoughts out into the world, your thoughts have power and impact on people because people read it.
Hmm.
You have a responsibility to be fair and approach film criticism in a meaningful way, which that's out the window, to be perfectly honest. I'm like, there are very few critics that I even trust to look at their film criticism. And Letterboxd has changed that so much because everybody feels like they're a critic now, putting their reviews out on things. And then people do use platforms like that to judge if they should see something or not.
Hmm. I
So you, at the end of the day, you have responsibility for putting your thoughts out there on social media platforms that are going to influence other people's
mhm,
approach to seeing movies. Because especially now where people don't see very many movies and they need to choose what they're going to spend their money on, your thoughts have impact. And I have seen an absolute incomprehensibly dumb approach to film criticism when it comes to The Mandalorian and Grogu. I like it's made me legitimately angry, and I wish that it didn't. But it's really frustrating when I take what I do very seriously for
mhm.
10 years of doing this just to see people being like, well, this movie was meaningless. I'm like, it told a story. That's what movies are supposed to do. So,
Yeah. Like to your point about spending time with the characters, that's what TV show is for, and filler episodes. So I recently finished, I'm all caught up with Invincible season 4. There is an episode that many people complain about, apparently, when Mark goes to hell. And you're like, oh, well,
that
this
was a cool episode.
first of all, it was cool. Second, and people are, oh, this is nothing much happened. This could have been left on the floor. We only have 3 episodes to the finale. This doesn't really advance anything. And I'm like, I think this actually gets my Mark from the funk he was feeling throughout the entire season. It establishes that, oh yeah, by the way, there's a line drops that like, as far as we know, there's no heaven, there's no God, but you can make heaven on earth, and that gets him thinking about like morality, good and bad, in a different way, and like maybe get and not maybe and get him out of that funk of killing people, and possibly and trying to process his grief and his anger at himself for having to do this even though he doesn't want to. So I'm like, this episode was actually not only cool looking, but also did something for a character of Mark. But since it wasn't very action-packed episode and it was more talky episode, we were like, well, this was a clear filler episode. And to your point, no, these episodes are needed. To me, filler episodes is like clip show. What they used to do when they had to fill 24, episodes a year. Oh, let's do a clip show where we remember. Hey, remember when we did this? And it rolls back to previous season. Remember when we? No, that those are
Yeah.
literally filler episodes. I think
Yeah.
people when they say filler episodes, they mean there's not much action in this action TV show. So this is filler to me. I want the
Well,
punchy punchy bloody bloody.
Luke, that episode did have action in it. It just didn't have Viltrumites in it.
Yes.
So it pissed people off. And
Hmm.
it's like, you realize that he's still the hero of Earth, right? And there's probably going to be other conflicts that come up on Earth, right?
Yep. Yep.
Not every bad guy or conflict in the Invincible universe just decided to stop. It's just like, oh, you're dealing with the Viltrumites.
Bye.
I'll start. I will wait
Yeah.
to cause any problems until. And that's also one of the issues with only having 6, 8, 10 episode seasons with
Hmm.
stuff
Hmm.
is that it's like unless you're completely committing all of that
Hmm.
to building up to like the main overarching season story, people are going to be like, "There's not enough time."
Yep.
And honestly, one of my favorite things to do is watching 20-minute sitcoms
Hmm. Yeah.
because
Funny.
that's television's like I get some laughs,
Hmm.
I get some fun character stuff, and they up to new shenanigans each week.
Exactly.
And because like that's what television is.
Like,
But I don't know where specifically. Like I want to try to figure out where what pinpointed because like even stuff like The Sopranos
Hmm.
and Breaking Bad.
Hmm.
They might have had 10, 13 episodes and stuff like that, some of those like HBO series, but it wasn't like it was one giant episode, like one giant movie chopped into 10 pieces. The Sopranos told like isolated stories each episode that, stuff built up
Hmm.
for an overall season arc. I want to know what was the damn show that was like, oh, this was just like a movie chopped into pieces, and then every television series or streaming series needed to be exactly like that, which I think was hilarious because everybody complains about all the Marvel shows just being that. And then
I
they
was gonna say
and
mostly
then
Disney.
they complain about that, but then when something has episodic
Hmm.
structure, they're like, this is a filler episode. It doesn't build to the overall story. It's like, no, the moral of the story is nobody's going to be happy with anything. And also, Star Wars fandom is the worst.
To your point, I think it genuinely started not with Netflix or HBO, Disney. Because how many, and we know, for example, the Obi-Wan show was supposed to be a movie, but then they discovered, hey, there was, this
And
would be
it
like
felt
three.
like it.
Exactly. That's the thing. And like there were a few Marvel shows that like, oh, we didn't know if it's gonna be a movie or a TV show, so we kind of like, released it as a TV show with all the extra bits. And I genuinely, so I wouldn't, Netflix is not innocent, but I think in this specific debate, I wouldn't actually blame Netflix. I genuinely think Disney doing that to a few MCU shows and some Star Wars shows.
Yep.
I genuinely think this is why people are now trained to, hey, this looks nice and pretty on my screen. It's a 6 episodes. I know it used to be a movie or it should have been a movie. So now I'll rewire my brain to think about all the TV shows like I see like this. Especially if it's already on existing like Mandalorian Grogu. Especially when it's already coming off of an existing show that had 3 full seasons. Oh yeah, this could have been an episode or two.
And at the end of the day, Mandalorian and Grogu was a fun venture into the Star Wars universe with two characters that I really enjoy. And at the end of the day, does it have its flaws? Yeah, it's not a
Hmm.
perfect movie,
Hmm.
but it's a movie. And people being like, this was just episodes of the show strung together. I'm like, this was one overarching story for 2 hours and 13 minutes. What the hell are you talking about?
And see knowing that because I've tried to avoid everything about that movie because I haven't seen it yet. Knowing that it's actually self-contained, that and it, like has a beginning, middle, and end. I don't need to be on up on all the fucking Star Wars properties and all that. That I'm actually looking forward to it even more because of that. Because this is exactly what I was hoping for. We need more self-contained stuff. We don't need to start franchises. We don't need movies that we need to launch 10,000 sequels from this one movie. No. This is how we actually will deal with the brain rot.
Well, and it's so funny because people complained about the last season of The Mandalorian becoming too entrenched in the overall arching story of the Disney Star Wars for them to release a movie that was self-contained and then people complaining about it.
Nobody's happy. Yeah.
Nobody can be happy. And it makes me want to, stop being involved in film discourse because
Hmm.
people are so like, God,
I know.
it just, but anyway, what was your pop culture news?
Well, mine one was the boys finale, so I did my whole shtick. Like,
Okay.
again,
Well,
maybe a hot take. It's not as bad as people try to tell you, especially online.
if you say that the boys series finale was a horrible finale and one of the worst of all time, you need to watch more television.
Go out and touch grass. Like genuinely, like go out and touch grass. Like,
I'm like, I am so glad that I am not such a miserable consumer of movies and television that anything that ventures just a tad away from exactly what I want out of things makes me hate things.
yeah.
If I hated things as much as so many people out there
Hmm.
hate everything, it would be a sad, miserable existence. And I wouldn't want to be that way. So,
And I think genuinely, like to my last point, like I think part of it is now the toxic fandom for every single TV show or a property or IP, whatever you want to call it. they come up with the most ridiculous fucking thing. Oh, I really hope they do this. I really hope they do this. And then nothing happens. And how many times we've seen it with like the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, how people have plotted their own intricate the things that were supposed to happen in Last Jedi and then in the Rise of Skywalker, and they don't happen, and people hype themselves up on like fake leaks. Hey, this person was spotted on set, so this person will be, and it's like maybe we need to. Well, I don't because I don't fucking read this shit. But trust me, you will enjoy whatever TV show or movie you're watching if you unplug from internet, from those forums, and go into it. Hey, maybe it'll be fun.
This is why it's great not watching trailers to movies
Hmm.
and just going in completely blind because you don't have any goddamn expectations about things. And you can just watch it for what it is.
Yep, yep, yep.
But anyway, let's talk
Anyway,
about some fun stuff.
yes. So before we actually start, Shane, how hard was it for you to compose this? Because I think we said we each do top five, correct?
Yep.
How
So
hard was it
I
for you?
listen to a lot of
Okay.
music,
Hmm.
and I listen to a lot of musicals. And I tried to really hone in on the songs that I always go back to
Yep.
a lot
Yep.
and really enjoy listening to. And yes, this was hard because I'm like, oh, but I want to include that. Oh, but I want to include that. Like, I could just like go to a single musical and pick like five songs off of it
Hmm.
if it's the one that I really love. So yes, this
Yep.
was difficult, but
And how many? I don't know how you did that because I was trying to do it based on my letterbox, but letterbox doesn't have musical, they only have music. So I went to IMDb. IMDb actually has a musical tag. And apparently, out of my 5,000 something stuff I've logged on IMDb, I've only quote unquote seen 169 musicals or movies listed as musicals. Do you know how many?
I actually went to Spotify
Mm,
and went to my Spotify playlists that I have and chose that way because
mm,
I wanted to pick songs that like I listen to a lot and go back to. This was actually really frustrating for this particular exercise. It was frustrating because I had recently consolidated
mm-hmm,
a bunch of playlists into one,
mm-hmm.
and I used to have a playlist that was called "Why Are They Singing?" and that was just a bunch of songs from musicals.
Okay.
And then I consolidated that into my overall The Shane playlist like a couple months ago. I'm like, well, that would have been helpful for doing this. But no, so I did not do it based off of I didn't go to like a list of movies. I went to a list of songs that I listened to.
So the way I did that, because I don't, it's weird because I'm such a movie fan, but I rarely listen to songs from musicals or from movies unless like they like hit me in one way or another, right? So I actually went through the list, and if I see a movie, I'm like, oh yeah, this song, and I love it. This was on a list. So for me, what I'm gonna list is either it hits me in some way, or I just love the song and actually was on my Spotify. So yeah, this will be an interesting discussion. So Shane, why don't you kick us off?
So I'm gonna start with the song Eglantine from Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Hmm.
So
I don't think I've ever seen
Bed
that.
I've watched this movie an insane amount of times growing up. So like it's one of the live action Disney musicals from like the 60s and 70s. So like Mary Poppins existed
Hmm.
and Bedknobs and Broomsticks was very much like in the vein of Disney trying to recapture the magic of Mary Poppins to the point
Mm,
where they actually wanted Julie Andrews to play the character of Eglantine who's a witch in training,
I
who
see.
wants to learn witchcraft to help the war effort in World War II.
Hmm.
When she takes in three kids during the Blitz, because it's British, and she tries to seek out Emilius Brown,
Hmm.
who is supposedly a wizard, but he's a charlatan, a mountebank of fate. He has a whole entire song that there's a couple of songs from this movie that I absolutely love, but this song is David Tomlinson, who's Mr. Banks from Mary Poppins, and like where Rex Harrison is notorious for just sing talking, David Tomlinson kind of sing talk, but at least it has more of a melody to it. And he's singing this whole thing trying to like convince Angela Lansbury's protagonist to like team up with him.
Hmm.
And then like her going back at him for being like, "Get the hell off me." And I love their back and forth. And David Tomlinson and Angela Lansbury have a lot of great musical chemistry, uh, playing off of each other. And like anything Angela Lansbury and Julie Andrews are like peak for me when it comes to musical singers. You know, Angela Lansbury was the original Mrs. Lovitz, except not in a movie.
Hmm.
So there would be some Sweeney Todd picks on here if I liked the Sweeney Todd movie ones compared to like the actual stage versions. But
Yeah.
no, this song Eglantine is so much fun.
Hmm.
It is very charming. It is very catchy and has a lot of energy and charm to it. So
So since I haven't seen it, I cannot contribute anything to that. Besides,
yeah,
I need to watch it because I think I heard about it, but it just like nothing like immediately stands out. So, but I definitely have not seen the movie, so I don't think I'm familiar with the song at all.
like there's With a Flare, which
Hmm.
is Dr. Brown singing about all like being like a magician and putting on a show.
Hmm.
There's Beautiful Briny Sea, which they're like singing and dancing on the bottom of a lagoon,
Hmm.
which is really fun. And there's a whole entire climactic song where they're incorporating a spell that makes inanimate objects come to life.
Hmm.
This movie is so wild. The Nazis invade the coast of England, and she fights back with reanimating a whole bunch of old British military uniforms and stuff like that. And these uniforms with guns and everything in tow fight back against the Nazis. So
As one
like
does, yes.
that's the kind of movie this is.
As one
So
as one does, yes.
yes.
Okay. So my number five was like a coin toss between like three other. By the way, you knowing me, so there is a one. It would be really easy for me to list five songs or like from
Yes.
one specific musical we will touch
Yes.
on. But like I was like, only one, only one. No, no, no. So I my number five is Falling Slowly from movie Once. And this is the
Yep.
beautiful, beautiful song that kind of managed to bend Academy rules because technically this song was produced not like before this movie, so it wasn't written for this movie. But the Academy itself said, given the exposure was so minimal and it was used for this movie primarily, like we will make it eligible. So Markéta Irglová managed to be the youngest non-acting Oscar winner ever. I think still holds because she was only 19 when she won her Oscar. It's a beautiful song. It just fits it fits the theme of the movie so well, and it just touches you. Like there's something special about that song, and I'm not saying it just because like a fellow Czech person won an Oscar. I'm like, yay! It it's an actually good movie. It's a great song, and I'm very happy that it won.
I love Once. I love Sing Street.
Hmm.
I just got to see Power Ballad
Oh,
like
nice.
a couple weeks early. So I love John Carney
Yep.
and his work. And God, Once was such a phenomenon when
Hmm.
that came out. And I love the fact that John Carney's like, I only make movies about musicians and about music, and I love that.
Hmm.
Uh, Drive It Like You Stole It was very close,
Hmm.
very
Hmm.
close to be making it into my list. But no, Once is such a beautiful film, and that's a beautiful song. That
Yep.
was the little engine that could, for sure.
I speaking of John Carney, before you go, like because you named all the ones people always think of, I wanna shout out Begin Again. That's such a beautiful movie with Keira Knightley and Hulk, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only one I haven't seen.
Oh, so this is not strictly a musical because it's a music adjacent, but it's
Yes.
basically about those two people falling in love. It's such a nice movie, but because it's not as high as Sing Street or Once or every all his other movies are, I think this is kind of forgotten, and it's such a delightful, beautiful movie. If I'm not mistaken, let me check myself. Yes. So the biggest space I can give this movie, it has James Corden in it, and I still like the movie. It has James Corden in a pretty prominent role, and it doesn't retract anything from the joy, the pure joy this movie, was for me. And I feel like when it comes to John Carney, many people forget about that movie, and it's awesome. Keira Knightley is so great.
I am trying to find where I want to inject this into my watch list.
I think here it used to be for
Whatever.
on a Netflix for a long, long time. I don't know if it's still there. So that's how I watched it.
You know what year that's from?
2013, I believe.
It's been added.
Yes, 2013. Yeah,
I'm trying to like immediately add things to my notes app watch list whenever people bring it up.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then I don't forget to actually put it on there.
Hmm.
But no, all things John Carney,
Yeah,
I'm in.
yeah,
So
yeah.
hey, they had some fun performances of Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas in Power Ballads. So
Cannot wait to see that.
my next one is 3090 from Tick Tick Boom.
Nice.
Because one, Andrew Garfield should have won Best Actor for Tick Tick Boom. Sorry, Will Smith, and your incident. No, Andrew Garfield, I think, should have won Best Actor, and it blew me away the amount, not only the his ability to sing,
Hmm.
but his unique presentation and personality he brings as a singer. Like that one song that he sings with Vanessa Hudgens, like the whole spooky therapy song
Yeah, yeah.
was so much fun. But this song, though, just to give some perspective, this movie, Tick Tick Boom, came out on my 30th birthday.
Nice.
So when I'm sitting there and this movie starts singing about turning 30 and F3090, because he's turning 30 in 1990, I'm just like, I feel like this is like coming at me
Yep.
on my 30th birthday. And there's so much energy about it. There's this love of musical theater, which obviously it's Lin-Manuel Miranda, so there's a lot of that.
Hmm.
And you know, uh Andrew Garfield's excellent. All the other singers that come in and have parts in the song are fantastic. This musical is one of my favorite musicals of the past like 10 years, to be perfectly
Hmm.
honest. Um, 2021 really underappreciated in terms of musicals between this, In the Heights,
Yes.
and West Side Story.
Hmm.
Killed it. But well, this didn't even get released in theaters, and the other two didn't make money,
Correct.
which is bullshit because they were all great. But this song it hit a specific nerve for me at a specific time in my life, and I'm just like, damn, this hits. And honestly, this is one of the most played musical songs that I have on my playlist, and it doesn't hurt that it's like numbers come first alphabetically when you're on Spotify. So like sometimes I just pull up my playlist and 3090 is just staring at me in the face. I'm like, you know what? I need a little injection of energy right now. Start it.
Nice. I need to rewatch it because I remember watching it only once, Tick Tick Boom. I remember liking it. I'm not hating it. I liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Very
No,
positive.
Luke, in today's day and age, if you
Yes.
don't love it, you hate it.
But that's the thing. I think I was just maybe because of our Sysfop community, like I think it was just a bit too hyped for me. So I was like, oh, let me see like this special thing because many people have talked about it as a very special. And I was like, this is really good. This is very good. I don't think it's that special, but I have only seen it once, and it's been since it came out. So it's been 5 years. I haven't listened to
It
any
has
of the
been five
songs,
years. Holy crap.
so I will not sit here and pretend. Oh, I remember exactly the number you're talking about. I remember from the movie thinking Andrew Garfield is great. I remember from the movie thinking, damn, Vanessa Hudgens is actually like I know she could sing because of High School Musical, even though that's not the best example, but I know she could sing. But I like she did some serious acting. I remember Alexandra Shipp in that movie was excellent.
The The duet that
Yes.
Alexander Shipp and Vanessa Hudgens has in this too
I
is
still
amazing
I
too.
still remember that song. Well, not song, but I remember there was a duet. I'm like, holy shit, those two ladies are cooking. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, okay. But no, I do need to rewatch it because it's been a minute. But maybe this time it will click more because I remember liking it, not loving it. So this is not on my even honorables, but that's a good pick. So my next one, look, Les Miserables. A lot of foot jokes have been said about that movie, specific about one or two specific performances, and every line being sung. The one from 2012, of course.
Yep.
A lot of jokes have been said, especially about Russell Crowe. Fine, I'll give you that. But the one day more just slaps so fucking hard. Like when this was my first exposure to Les Miserables, and since then, I remember I had a phase where I was Googling, not on YouTube, when I was YouTubing, I guess, different performances of like there's these like apparently like not medleys, how are they called when impromptu like sing-alongs.
Yeah.
Like there was this like fucking like a mall in Poland. I remember seeing a video like a mall in Poland where like the music starts and suddenly people come out from different fucking angles, like joining the song, like professional. It was all planned, but it always gives you chills. And this version, how it's cut, how it's edited, like we go from one character to another. I think this is what turned that movie for me because I was like, oh yeah, I kind of like it, and then it just hypes you up, and it's like one day more, and it just everything just happens, and the voices mesh together towards the end, and you're just on this high. This is one of the few movies I've seen twice in the cinemas because I loved it
Mm.
so much at the time. I that so this even though this is not on my Spotify list, believe it or not, I was like this made such a huge impact on me. This needs to be like at least number four for me. So this would be mine, number four.
Well, this was one of the biggest musicals to come out probably in that time in our lives,
100%.
for sure. And it was so high profile, got tons of attention. Obviously, Annie Hathaway's though,
Yes.
getting her Oscar. And yes, the discourse about Russell Crowe not being a very good singer, which if it weren't a musical and he was just playing Javert,
Hmm.
he would have been great.
Yep.
Because when he's acting, it's Russell Crowe, so great. But when he's trying to sing, it's a little flat. And especially when you're singing next to Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
That doesn't make it look too good. Amanda Seyfried hurt my ears, honestly, a couple times. But like that song just has so much power. And it's a it's still a like it's flawed, obviously, but like
Hmm.
distinctly remember my experience seeing that movie.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I was with three other people who are all bawling their eyes out by the end of the movie, and I'm sitting there like,
Yep.
should I be crying?
No, I went to see it with my friends at the time, and yeah, no, like the like it was like me, one other dude, and a girl. The girl was just crying like by the end. It was like
No.
for like ugly crying, and I was like, okay, it is moving. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
I understood that it was very moving. It just didn't bring me to tears. But
and
no,
that was the first movie and I think only maybe out of like two or three in my entire life in well, my entire Scottish life, people when it finished, people actually stood up and started to clap in a cinema. And I'm like, that kind of feels appropriate. Like I don't really like it because like I think it's such an American thing to do.
I
But
don't
like
do
that
that. But
moment felt very because it feels like, curtain goes down, end of the movie, and people just start to clap. And I was like, okay, I kind of joined because that felt very appropriate.
well, to be fair, that film has the energy
Yes.
of an actual stage musical because they actually sang live.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Like,
And they sang every fucking thing, which again is a choice. It's a
yeah.
choice.
Now, I'm not going to say the title of the song that I'm going to bring up next. I'm just going to sing a little bit of it at the beginning.
Okay.
So, did I abuse her or show her disdain? Why does she run from me? If I should lose her, how shall I regain the heart that has she won from me? Agony. I just anytime I watch Into the Woods, I lose my shit. This
Hmm.
song comes on because one, I did not understand Chris Pine's game.
Mm.
When I watched it for the first time, I'm like, Chris Pine can sing, and not even just like can sing, really good singer. And him and Billy Magnuson singing the song Agony about these two princes bitching about their situationships and whose is worse is amazing. Because obviously it's Chris Pine's the prince singing about Cinderella, and Billy Magnuson's the prince singing about Rapunzel. And singing about how he has to climb up her hair and just some of the it's a Sondheim. So
Hmm.
like the lyrics are just chef's kiss. And the whole it's like 6 feet behind or 10 feet below. And just like the whole entire back and forth. And when you watch the movie, them throwing themselves around dramatically singing on like a waterfall is one of the funniest things. I just love this so much. Into the Woods movie has its flaws casting wise because like God, I speaking of James Corden, I did not want to deal with James Corden the whole entire damn movie. I love Emily Blunt,
Hmm.
and she's been in quite a few musicals that I really
Yes.
love. She I don't know how most people feel, but she was an excellent replacement as Mary Poppins for
Hmm.
Mary Poppins Returned. I loved her in that. Anna Kendrick's great.
Yes.
Um, Johnny Depp showing up as a weirdo wolf for like 5 minutes was interesting. And it's Streep.
Hmm. It's
Streep could
metal.
do anything. So, but no, Agony is one of my favorite songs from any musical, and the version from the movie is so much damn fun. See, I love all the stage versions of Sweeney Todd better than the
Hmm.
movie.
Hmm.
Like, I am not picking Johnny Depp over Len Cariou or George Hearn, and I'm hell is not picking like Helena Bonham Carter over Angela Lansbury, but I will pick Agony with Chris Pine and Billy Magnuson from Into the Woods over the stage versions that I've heard. Because like God, they just the arrogance of Chris Pine in this movie, and he just embodies that so perfectly.
Hmm. So I think I'm gonna sense a theme so far because that's Into the Woods. To me, that's a fever dream of a movie. I watched it once, and I remember liking it. I also liked it, but I like no song stuck with me. So when he started to sing that song, I'm like, "Where is this from? Is it something I should recognize?" And then when he said Into the Woods, I'm like, "Oh, that's why." Because I've only seen that movie once, and this was
Yep.
like 8 years ago. I want to say like
It's a
it's not.
strange movie. It's not a great movie,
I
and
liked
I
it.
I think it's flawed as a show to begin with
Mhm.
because of the unevenness with the first and second act of it.
Into the
So like
Woods.
as a great opening number, Into
Hmm.
the Woods is fantastic. So but no, Agony is one of my favorites and it is so petty and fun. I just love it.
Yeah. No, but like, to your point about Anna Kendrick, like she cannot do anything wrong. The way how I feel about Anna Kendrick is how some people feel about Donald Trump. She could kill a baby. I don't care. I stand. Like,
I'm People can't see it, but I'm pulling out my copy of The Last 5 Years, which is a
mm,
musical, and her rendition of Still Hurting
ooh,
hurts so good emotional every
I need to
time.
watch that. I need to watch
Like,
that.
I think it's a solid movie, but like that's the opening number
Hmm.
and it hits. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
So my number three, I don't even know if you've watched this movie. So Shane, if I tell you, hey, we go to a movie starring Anthony Head from Buffy the Vampire Slayer fame, Alexa Penavega, and Paris Hilton, do you know
are we talking about Repo,
the
the
genetic
genetic opera?
opera? So for some reason, I've only seen this movie once also, but I need to rewatch it because it's been a while. And for some reason, when I watched it, this was 2 decades ago, probably. No, less than, but yeah, around that time. it clicked with me on such a level. And the song "Things You See in a Graveyard," I still remember replaying like 15 times when the movie finished. Like that scene, like just like this opera kind of, like all of them like have this opera kind of style. But this one just is so spooky. Things, it's about the things you see in a graveyard. I also remember, I think this is from that Paris Hilton story, how she is actually like a decent person. Like she basically, if I remember correctly, this was the movie where the production was running out of money, and the director was like talking to Paris and was like, "Oh yeah, I need probably like 50K to finish it. I don't think producers will give me anything, so this might shut down." She went over the weekend, did this like promotion for like 100,000, and she sent him the money, like, "Yeah, let's finish the movie." I was like, "Okay, okay, me bad." And to be fair, Paris Hilton in that movie, I think she's decent. I don't think she's bad. So, but no, it's like I'll reserve any opinion on any acting because it's been a while since I've seen it. But I remember that music and that song. It's just it clicked with me on so many levels. And Things You See in a Graveyard is such a bang ass song. Like it's so good.
I'm trying to like this feels like a fever dream
Hmm.
of did
Hmm.
I actually watch this movie or have I just watched clips of this movie? But I 100% remember in '08 when this
Yep.
came out because it was Alexa Vega coming off of, Spy Kids. And Paris Hilton was just in the zeitgeist of pop culture because of Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton. Yes.
And like this seemed like such a strange choice of a
It
movie.
was. It was.
Was Sarah Brightman in this too?
Let me check. I don't remember. Oh yeah, yes,
Because
yes. Blind Mag. I don't know.
because I very much know who Sarah Brightman is
Hmm.
because of Phantom and also her duets with Andrea Bocelli.
Hmm.
So I distinctly remember her being in it too. I just feel like I don't think I've watched this movie, nor do I remember any songs from this movie. But I would be morbidly curious to check this out from the director of Saw 2 and
Yes.
Spiral.
Yes. You know what's also
It's wild to me.
you know what's also wild? Last point about this movie. If you look it up on IMDb, it has 6.4 out of 10, which is solid. However, the curve, the most ratings this movie has is 10 by a large margin. Like so many people, this is their this must I'm probably look this is the first time I looked at it. So I'm not the only one whose guilty pleasure this movie is because this
Yeah,
movie is fucking awesome. It kicks ass. It's bizarre. It's wild. It's basically play on the Repo Man. That Repo Man. If you
yeah.
fall behind, they'll come you and take your kidneys and shit. But it's an opera starring the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he is trained theater slash musical actor. So he
Well,
has pipes.
fun fact, he was in Sweeney Todd
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and he was part of the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut all of that from the movie. So,
Oh.
because him and Christopher Lee were both in it,
Ah.
and they both got cut from the movie.
Mm.
Because if you actually listen to the stage Sweeney Todd, which, ah, shit, it's all the way up there.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a recorded version of a stage performance on DVD of like George Hearn era Sweeney Todd. And
Okay.
you have like there's all the chorus numbers and stuff like that that they just cut from the Tim Burton movie, but
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Head was part of that,
That's a shame.
which is a shame. So I would love to see that, but if they actually have all of that.
Mm-hmm.
My next one, Luke, I have to ask you a question though.
Tell me.
Are you a man
Yes.
or are you a Muppet? Or are you a Muppet
Both.
of a man?
I
Or a very manly Muppet? Which this is Academy Award winning.
I know.
Man or Muppet
Mm-hmm.
from the 2011 The Muppets. Now, it blew my mind years later when I found out and realized, or at least put two and two together, that all the music from this movie was made by Britt McKenzie from Flight of the Conchords,
Yep.
which makes so much sense.
Hmm.
when you actually listen to this, and the fact that this movie was directed by James Bowman, who's from Flight of the Conchords, Pee-wee Power. But this song, my God, the Jason Segel of it all, which also, if you ever watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall,
Yes.
I still want Dracula the musical with puppets. Like, I want that in my life.
Hmm.
And I want to know why we haven't gotten this in the, what, 18 years since Forgetting Sarah Marshall's come out. But this song is so charming. It has so much heart and soul to it.
Hmm.
Way more heart and soul than a song that's called Man or Woman deserves to have. And just Jason Segel is great. The fact that Jim Parsons is the man version of the Muppet, I lost it. It's like not only is this a great song, but the whole entire scene in the movie is
Hmm.
excellent and all the staging and everything. And it is a deeply resonant song about identity
Hmm.
and just the whole entire duet between I feel like a jerk between Jason Segel's character and what the hell's the name of the Muppet? Um
Kermit?
huh?
Is it Kermit?
No, it's not Kermit. They introduced a new Muppet
Oh,
character in these movies, and I'm
can you
trying
can
to
you tell I still haven't watched that movie?
1 second. So no, it is not Kermit.
Hmm.
It is he he's a little Muppet
Hmm.
and he is introduced, he's brothers to Jason Segel, except Jason Segel's a man, Gary, and he is a Muppet. And the hell can I remember his name? I feel so bad.
Poor little Muppet.
Oh, Walter.
Ah.
So Walter and Gary are having this duet. Gary singing about like, "Am I a Muppet?"
Hmm.
And Walter's like, "Am I a man?"
Hmm.
Because obviously one's a man, one's a Muppet.
Yeah.
And just there's so many layers to the song. It's just such a perfect song. I Jason Segel I love because Jason Segel just doesn't just like sing songs. He puts a whole bunch of character and fun voices and personality into it. And there's moments where he's like over singing in a comedic way in this that's so much fun.
Hmm.
It's just this is a delightful song and I listen to it a lot.
So as I alluded to, I haven't seen this Muppet movie. I am
Mm,
slowly one of my goals for not maybe this year, but maybe next is to watch all the Muppet movies. And but I am familiar with the song because obviously I won the best picture, won the best song, best picture.
yeah.
That'd be the day Muppet movie winning the best picture. Uh,
Uh
is I
I
like
would
the
have voted
song.
for Muppet Christmas Carol.
Well, yeah, yes. But no, the song it's great. I actually know the song. I think I've seen the clip of when it
Yep.
was performed. So funny enough, I've seen a Muppet Most Wanted, the sequel. I haven't seen the first one, which is kind of weird,
Yep.
but okay. No, but the song is beautiful. It's such a clever song. It's witty. Like as you say, like I knew it's a Flight of the Concorde guy, and like when you listen to it and like how the wordplay and how
Mm,
there is a specific way he composes sentences.
yep.
This sounds very poor, but I don't know how else to describe it. They have a specific way to play with words, Flight of Concorde, because I have watched both seasons. And when you know, you know. It's like, oh yeah, that's
I listen to
them.
their music all the time, from Sugar Lumps to the Rhymenoceros and Hip Hopopotamus to Ladies
Hmm.
to just all of it, top to bottom. Jermaine Clement, like working in a coal mine from Muppets Most Wanted when they did that, and it's Jermaine Clement
Hmm.
leading the crew of gulag prisoners singing "Working in a Coal Mine." I'm just like, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
There's so many Muppet songs that this. But we'll wait till honorable mentions.
I was gonna say there's one on my honorable mention. I wonder if it's the same. So for my second choice, do you wanna get sad? Because my second choice is the audition song from La La Land, "The Fools Who Dream."
Yep.
Like that, if if you like don't at least like tear up a bit, with Emma Stone, it's very hard not to. It's such a
Mhm.
great song. It's about dreams and aspirations, and what it takes to actually achieve them, and how some people never do, even though it doesn't mean they dream any less. And it's such a beautiful song, and that it just makes that movie like you can finish that movie there without the last 10, 15 minutes, and still that movie would be great. And then we get the 10, 15 minutes after, which I'm fine with that.
We
But
get the Red Shoes
yes,
slash
yeah,
American in Paris
yes,
finale. Yep.
what could have been. And I still haven't rewatched the full movie ever since I watched it, but I have rewatched this scene on YouTube. And for one reason or another, just that scene broke me, and like I fucking full on ugly cried. Like I'm finding it hard to talk about it because I'm kind of tearing up because like it's just such a great and meaningful song about fools who dream, and it's like it's just so beautiful. And Emma Stone,
That should have won the Oscar.
yes, 100 fucking percent. Like, and Emma Stone, like this was my was it this movie? No, 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 sorry. Birdman was the one. Oh, hey, this new girl Emma Stone sure can act. This one was the one. This is the first Oscar win, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just for this scene alone, I'll fucking give it to her. Honestly, like no, like I'm not gonna have any shit on Emma Stone. You don't even have to love the movie, fine. But Emma Stone in La La Land is amazing, and she is absolutely great.
Absolutely incredible. Just honestly, I would have picked most of the songs from La La Land over City of Stars to win the best
Which
original song
City of Stars
Oscar.
is a nice song. Like
It
it's
is.
not bad,
I
but
think
it's
that just
not.
says something about how good a lot of the songs are. And
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I listened to that John Legend song a decent amount from La La Land too,
Mm.
where they're doing like that concert scene and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But no, there's just a lot of great songs, and Audition has so much emotion.
yes.
So
What's your number one?
I could have easily made a whole entire list of just Disney villain songs because they slap.
Hmm.
Now, I would have picked Hellfire from Hunchback. My favorite version of that is from a stage performance and not the one from the movie,
Hmm.
despite the one from the movie being epic as hell, too.
Yep.
But there's just an even more impressive version. Mine is the Oogie Boogie song from Nightmare Before Christmas, which
Nice.
honestly could have picked plenty of songs from Nightmare Before Christmas. But I love Ken Page's commitment to this character, the personality he brings, and Mr. Oogie Boogie says, "There's trouble close at hand." And just like the whole entire like obviously this is very much inspired by like oh, why am I blanking on his I'm bad this morning. From Hugh is it Hugh Ab Calloway.
Oh.
Very much like drawing upon him and like that old school like jazz singing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Oogie Boogie is one of my favorite Disney villains. Because yes, this was Touchstone, so technically it was Disney. And Disney decided to take ownership of it once it became popular and sold out Hot Topic. But this song is so great. Him singing to Santa Claus and that whole entire scene, and them just introducing Oogie Boogie's lair. And he's just so sassy and fun. And like, is Oogie Boogie any more than just a mischievous spirit? No, but damn, is he cool though.
Mhm.
And this song is just so much fun. I love it. But no, I do love Disney villain songs because they're
Yeah, yeah, they are
fantastic.
great. They are great.
Could have
For
Be Prepared. Could have
yeah,
been a lot of them.
no, Disney songs for me, Disney songs. I didn't grow up watching many Disney movies, the classics everybody cites. So like I
Mhm.
only watched them later on, so I like them a lot. They just don't have a sticking power with me because like, it's a different if you watch like a great movie like Hercules, which was panned when it was released, but now it got reappraised. It's
Which is some horse shit.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
like, like I love many songs in Hercules and or like
Yes. You
but
mean Huncules?
yes, he is Hercules. But like it's hard to be like, oh yeah, this is my like top song because like like I didn't grow up with it. So like when you watch it as
Yeah.
a 25-year-old or whenever how old I was, it just hits slightly differently. But to your point, about you could have made your top five just from Disney villain songs. I could have made top five from one movie and one movie only.
You mean Moulin Rouge?
Correct. So this is,
Segue.
yes, before my honorable mentions, I could have picked Elephant Love Medley. I could have picked Show Must Go On. I could have picked Come What May. Like those three could have easily been my two, three, four songs. Easily. But my number one song, El Tango de Roxanne. Just first of all, I know this is a hot take. The original Roxanne song by the Police is fine. They've improved this. I'm willing to fight anybody. They have improved this. The Argentinian voice. It's rough and gravelly, but it fits the theme of the song. They improved the tempo. They improved the song. And sorry. I know if you like it, great. They do. And the way it's edited, the way it fits in a story, the way it's so much is happening, but you can still understand where you are. It just fucking slap. It's like 7 minutes of pure cinema, and if they don't use this scene in editing classes on like movie schools, how to edit movie musical sequence very well, I don't know what they're doing. This is a spectacular song. It always gets you riled up. It always, you know, it needs to sell you the stakes of what's about to happen. Otherwise, you're not invested in a movie. So it works on so many layers. So it is El Tango de Roxanne for this particular reason. Even though I could have picked like five other songs from Moulin Rouge because they are so near to my heart.
Luke knows my feelings. I have come around
Yes,
on the movie Moulin Rouge. It's still yet to come around on this version of Roxanne.
it's fine. It's
Um,
fine.
I did indeed listen to a lot of The Police growing up, and it is like it certainly fits in the context of the
Mhm.
movie.
And about
It's
the
not one that
song,
I would listen to
yeah, yeah.
on my own as like actual music that I would
And
want
the
to listen to.
courtesan who falls in love. Oh, like that dude that plays the Argentinian, he just gives it everything. I feel like he's what Russell Crowe was supposed to be in Les Miserables. Like, this guy is not the best singer, I'll give you that. But he has got the passion, he's got the heart, he's got the Argentinian balls, and he gives all of it and some into the song about this courtesan and like the tango they do with that courtesan, and the intercutting between the dance, and not only them but like the entire group of them dancing in this tango, and like Satine going to see the Duke, and Christian, figuring out how he feels about it and how he needs to like free her from Duke. Holy shit, holy fuck, that scene just pumps you up. Again, it's like I don't want to do the meme, but it is about 6 to 7 minutes. It's pure magic. That was when I'm like, oh, this movie, I fucking love this movie. Even the first time I watched it, I'm like, holy shit, this is something special.
Yeah, I Moulin Rouge was a interesting pill to swallow for me the first
Yeah.
time I watched that. But obviously we talked about it together
On your
and I
podcast.
did yes, I did appreciate it a lot more the second time that I watched the movie.
Correct.
But honestly, I might just go around with a couple like thinking about like Muppets. It could have been
Mm-hmm.
feels like Christmas. Like that's such a great song. The Scrooge song from
Mm-hmm.
Muppets Christmas Carol. Professional Pirate
Mm-hmm.
from Muppet Treasure Island. So many of those could have like and obviously from like the original Muppet movie like Rainbow I am
I,
blanking bad this morning.
I would
Rainbow
like to help
Connection.
you. I would like to help you,
Yeah,
but I haven't seen the original Muppet movie either.
there you go.
Sorry.
So a lot of Muppets. There's
Hmm.
so many musicals that I love, and like I do really enjoy The Greatest Showman a lot for the
Yes.
music.
Yes.
Um, and it could easily have been, The Greatest Show. That song gets me pumped the
Oh
hell up.
yeah, that's a great one.
Um, any of that could easily be like I love Chicago, and obviously Chicago is a famous stage musical, but I do really love the renditions of songs from the 2002 movie,
Hmm.
whether it's Cell Block Tango, which God, that's so damn cool. or even Mr. Cellophane with John C. Riley singing that's
Mhm,
very charming. Um, there's like I love even just like Disney stuff. Encanto. I love Family Madrigal, and we don't talk about Bruno.
mhm.
I love Beauty and the Beast. I could pick so many songs, whether it's even like the live action. Some of the Gaston song from the live action one I really enjoy because there's so much like the Josh Gad of it all is a bunch of fun. Or, Angela Lansbury from the original
Yeah,
singing Beauty and the Beast is just
it's
chef's kiss.
cute. It's so cute.
Um, like I mentioned, Hellfire. Um, I don't know if I'd pick any of the Sweeney Todd songs from the movie, to
Mhm.
be honest. They did not cast that movie based off of singing Careless, to be perfectly honest.
Nope.
They cast that based off of Tim Burton.
Yes.
Um, but like the opening number of In the Heights, the movie version just kills it. I love the Ariana DeBose. I like This is America from West Side Story, and
Mhm.
even the Rita Moreno original one too. But like the staging of it in the Steven Spielberg one's amazing. I just keep going on because there's so many like Mary Poppins and Sound of Music. Julie Andrews is my queen, and I
Yes.
love her
We stand.
forever. And even like Mary Poppins Returns, there's a bunch of songs from that I really enjoy a lot too.
And you can argue like we have a new one that kind of is a musical called Mother Mary that has like quite a few catchy
I
songs.
have been listening to a lot of music, and I love Annie Hathaway.
Same,
So
same. So for me, like yeah, I'm gonna list. So almost made this to top five in the heights, but it's a song Blackout. I love
like,
that song and just love the energy of the number. I remember like when I was watching, I'm like, hey, that song is awesome. Let me add it to my Spotify immediately whilst I was watching it because for some reason, like the grandma in it when she sings like that, like is so pure and
Layla.
cute. And I'm like, oh, it's so fucking just like so such a great like Melissa. I think that's the one with Melissa Barba. No, what's her name from Scream? Melissa Barrero.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So she has a big. That's her song effectively. So yeah, it's great. Mamma Mia, the original, the winner takes it all. Like there's again, we can make whole entire spiel about Mamma Mia and how that is some people Pierce Brosnan.
uh, none of the men,
Yes.
like none of the potential dads, especially Pierce Brosnan.
But like the winner takes it all, and the performance Meryl puts into her performance and her singing, like Meryl Streep is surprisingly decent. I'm not saying she's a great singer, but she's a decent singer, so she
She's
can sell
just
it.
infinitely talented,
Yes,
just
yes,
casually.
yeah. Robin Hood, Men in Tights, The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful. Like this was always such a joyful song to me. I love that song.
Oh
And just like
man.
the visual gags when they, where they are behind the fucking tarp. So they see only the shadows and you see the men joining in like, ooh.
Yeah.
Tenacious
Or
D.
we're men,
Yeah, see,
men in
yes.
tights.
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, the Beelzebubs. I could have picked. I was between Kickapoo
Yes.
and the Beelzebubs, the final showdown. That's
Master
awesome song.
Exploder's pretty damn cool too.
hmm And my Muppet Christmas Carol choice is the one that you need to go to extras and watch on Disney, the full
Oh, you
movie
mean
when love is
Luke, do
gone.
you mean the song that got cut from the movie because it was too damn sad to be
Yes.
a kids movie?
When love is gone, yes. So the only way for you to watch it on Disney Plus, you can watch it within the movie, but you need to go to extras, and there's a whole fucking
Yes.
movie with that song in it where it was supposed to be, and it's such a beautiful and poignant song. It's such a
My
beautiful.
DVD
Mhm.
has both the theatrical
Yeah,
and the extended cut of the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And yes, yes.
It is such a beautiful and poignant song where it makes you understand how much he actually suffered and why he might be this of a bit of an old recluse, So it's a very important song, and Michael Caine's acting in that scene, yeah, like you feel sorry
My
for
cocaine.
this Mike. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, did I say Keaton?
No, I was just doing my
Okay,
cocaine.
Michael Caine.
Like Michael Caine in his
Yes,
Cockney accent,
correct.
where it sounds like he says my cocaine.
Yes. famously stepping out of his retirement to do Last Witch Hunter 2 choices. But okay.
Needs to leave an inheritance.
Yes. No, but like, so his acting is specifically in that scene, like you just understand the entire pain of his character. So like that song is so beautiful. But yeah, it is really sad. So yeah. But those would be my honorable mentions.
I could just keep going on because I do love musicals very
Hmm.
much, and I
Hmm.
do listen to a lot of songs from musicals, but this was a very fun one.
Yep.
And I feel like if you went up to somebody and was like, "What are some of your favorite iconic musical songs from movies?" and the lists that we gave were both very interesting lists for
I was
sure.
surprised that we had no overlap. That was surprising.
Not at all.
I thought that he might have the La La Land, at least one of the, like one there. I was like, okay, because I knew you're not gonna have Moulin Rouge. I was like, okay, I know Shane is not as high on it, so fair. But I was like, maybe Shane will have like like La La Land or something like that.
Nope. I
Yep,
had the most randomly weird
I love it.
collection there.
But no, I love that. So that I think this was a fun big topic. So
It
Shane,
was.
before we say goodbye, what is the one thing you would want to recommend?
I want to recommend The Last Viking
Ooh.
from Anders Thomas Jensen, which is a new dark comedy drama crime thriller coming out, starring Mads Mikkelsen and Nicolas Leekas. And this is like if you love Mads Mikkelsen,
Mm-hmm.
and if you have not scratched the surface of his like Northern European work of like actually from like Denmark and all,
Yep. Yep.
like there's so many interesting movies he's in. He is his character in this movie. He's definitely autistic. He also has multiple personalities and thinks that he's John Lennon.
Of course.
And brother in the film gets out of prison and needs to find his loot from the robbery that sent him to prison. And only his brother Manfred, who thinks he's John Lennon, can take him to it. And they wind up in a crazy bunch of shenanigans. It's obscenely, awkwardly, brutally violent in like a Coen Brothersy kind of way.
Mhm.
You have a whole group of escaped mental patient, like mental institution patients who all think they're different members of the Beatles coming together to put a band. And one of them is George N. Paul with his multiple personalities, but he's also Bjorn from ABBA.
Okay.
So like I'm switching between all these, and he's definitely like Middle Eastern.
Oh, okay.
So like he is a brown man with a big beard, but he thinks that he's Lord Paul and Bjorn, switching between these personalities. And you have this very violent, large bearded man who's on the hunt for them.
Hmm.
And it's also about trauma and all the things that they went through. And there's some crazy, shocking twists in this. But like Mads Mikkelsen is giving one of the strangest, most interesting performances of his career. And this is a wild movie because his original, like when he was a kid, he would be bullied because he thought he was a Viking.
Oh,
And he'd
okay.
walk around with like he'd bring an axe to school
Of
and have a
course.
Viking helmet and everything. So like it is weird as hell, but like this movie has so much heart. It is shocking, it's twisted, it's crazy. This was like right up my alley of like this is the kind of weird shit that I want to see from movies.
Hmm.
So would recommend.
That sounds cool. That I definitely would want to see that. Mads Mikkelsen is maybe now there is a contention with Sandra Hüller, but like for a while he was the best European actor that managed to go through to Hollywood. Like he by far. Now maybe like Sandra Hüller might be kind of there as well because she's phenomenal.
Film Fatherland apparently did very well at Cannes, which I'm
Well,
looking forward to checking out.
and I'm fucking dumb. No, no, no. There's another lady that just came in this spot, Renate Reinsve, with now Fjord winning Palme d'Or.
Oh,
Like,
she's in Fjord with Sebastian
yes,
Stan.
yes. And she
And
is in
Neon
Backrooms.
got the distribution. See, I could have brought that up with my
Yep,
pop culture news. Was talking about the Cannes Film Festival.
yep.
Um,
And
there's a
she's
lot of
got
very talented.
Backrooms. coming out soon. So like she is on this like from like from the sentimental value to this to like she is on the uprise, and I'm so happy for her because like she is this very sporty lady that's just like, yeah, I'm fit and I can also act. Very happy
Yeah.
for her. Shane, I'll let you decide. Would you rather if I talk to a newer, well, 2000 horror movie, a 90s 80s documentary, or or a newish TV show I'm in the middle of?
Let's get niche. I want to hear about this documentary that you watched.
So I have finally watched yesterday Paris is Burning, which is the
Oh,
very influential LGBTQ plus movie about different communities of LGBTQ people, mainly in New York, back in the 80s. So this documentary takes place 88 and 99, right? It's only 77 minutes, but what everything they packed into 77 minutes, it just flies by. That's the first thing. Second thing, you will understand not only the drag culture, but the gay culture, the LGBTQ culture, how there's so many different shades of people within that culture that,
yeah.
if you're gay, you're not just a gay, there's so many varieties of how gay can you be, if you put
Yep.
it like that. And like as a person who watched a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race and many of its spin-offs, I'm familiar with pretty much everything that's been said there. I was like, oh, this is where it came from. This is what they are explaining, like, what is a shade? What's a reading, and like how, and all that. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this. But it's such a poignant movie about just people who want to express themselves. Back in the 80s, it wasn't as popular, so it was still kind of like they had to live in kind of a secrecy. Like it wasn't as mainstream as it is now. There's as every documentary seems to have, there's one person is like, oh, I wonder who's gonna die, and there is a one person is like that unfortunately gets murdered from year to year. So then we see just mentioned how they almost didn't even identify her because nobody knew who that person was until somebody was like, oh yeah, I see, yeah, I identified her, like that person is dead now. So it's also like it's so poignant, it's so beautiful, it's so, and it also, because of it takes place in like late 80s, it's such a time capsule of New York back in the 80s and how
Yeah.
it used to look, how it used to feel. And that documentary is, to me, this is a peak documentary. The person behind it rarely speaks. Never you see that person on camera. Just lets them talk about everything. Doesn't insert themselves into the story. Doesn't try to make a story. It's just a bunch of tinier stories about a lot of different people and how they get on with their life. With just, all of them are gay. That's it. But no, it's a important, it's a meaningful, it's such a great documentary. It's still oddly relevant. And even if we as a society have progressed where, gay people have more rights than ever, they are now need to fight for them because they seem to, some administration wants to strip the rights away from them again.
Yep.
So let's not make that happen again. Let's just stick with our, gay pals and fucking, fight for them because we need to,
This
you don't have to be gay to be an ally.
well, this documentary is one of like the peak representations of queer culture
Correct.
and even just like its pop culture resonance. This will also show how, Whitey
Mhm.
steals everything, including Vogue,
Yes.
Madonna.
Madonna, yep.
Um, and it's just like this came from that culture, and
Many things came. Yep.
yep, white people like to appropriate everything. And even Ryan Murphy says I do, which I love the show Pose.
Hmm.
And this is that.
Hmm.
Like if you wanted to see like the real influence of like what's behind that show, that
Hmm.
I give Ryan Murphy a lot of shit for a lot of this
I
he
think he
makes.
deserves it, to be honest.
Yeah. Pose was one of those shows that I like I was fully invested in and wanted to
Hmm.
watch from Ryan Murphy. And this is like Paris is Burning is that whole entire basis of where that culture presented in Pose comes from. So this is a very
100%.
powerful documentary and 100% worth a watch. I can second that emotion.
Oh, so have you seen it?
Yes.
Good, 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 good.
Hmm.
But no, yeah, so that's my recommend. Paris is burning because that Paris should be burning. So, but yeah, I think that's the end. This is another show done. So Shane, if people enjoyed our stalking, where can they find you? Where can they follow you?
You can head over to the Wasteland Reviewer Instagram page, wherever I shamelessly plug all the things that I do over on the Wasteland Reviewer YouTube channel, where I have my all the reviews of new films that I do and my weekly show, Welcome to the Wasteland. I have my website, the wastelandreviewer.blog, where I review new wide releases in written form as well as some monthly articles. And I write and contribute to Sith Pop and knockonwoodfilm.com, and obviously here on the SPDM
Mhm.
Crew Podcasting Network, where I have many podcasts. And I guess you could check out my Letterboxd. I just realized this feature where I believe that Letterbox is embargoing in their site when there's an embargo on a film, which
Ah,
means I could just write my shit and they'll block it.
yes.
And then I don't have to go back. So I might actually bring back writing reviews for things that I
Please,
watch in Letterbox.
please.
So I had to get back in the habit though. So
Yeah, yeah. No, for me, as always, in Movies Lost on Letterboxd, here every other Friday, or on two Shane shows, the Cinematic Wasteland, once a month with our buddy Adam, and once a month on Wasteland Retrospective with just Shane and I, discussing variety of different movies. And as Shane mentioned, we are part of SPDM, podcasting network, and ever so grateful. And until next time, bye bye.
bye.